Welcome, welcome, one and all, to the AM Show with Jay. Glad that you joined me today. We're going to have a lot of fun today. We're going to go over some book news. We're going to go over some of the things that have been going over on the Writer's Lounge podcast that I'm a part of, and have some tunes, but most of all, do some workshopping. I've got a daily prompt, and I'm going to sit here at my desk for 7 hours and do a bunch of writing and get some ideas from people and chit chat with people, and hopefully everybody can help each other out. Just kind of hang out and have a fun writing experience together. I'm just going to need a few minutes to get everything all situated here. In the meantime, you can listen to this intro, or you can come back in 5 minutes. See you then. And kicking off the book news, Daniel Green has finally got, as you can see, this new office set up. For those of you who know him, for those who don't, this has been kind of an ongoing work. Daniel had to move sort of across country, but we should all be glad that he's set up and back up and running there. We'll be covering a great deal of Daniel Green on here, just about everything that he puts out. We will do one of these little sort of overviews of each episode to let you know if this is an episode that you maybe want to see or if it's maybe one you want to bypass, part of our new curation program. On this most recent episode, he starts off with a little bit of an overview of the Brandon Sanderson universe, even outside of the Cosmere, beginning with Snapshot, which has a TV adaptation in the works and on the way, and Skyward has been optioned. They are currently looking for a showrunner for that. On to the bad news from the episode, and that is that Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, although it reached the final stages of the production phase, or the production process, it was cancelled right close to the end, and that's a big bummer, and we don't know when that's going to change. Two thumbs way up to this brief little noir sequence that he recorded here, which is great, and I recommend you see it. Great news for the Wheel of Time fans out there. All 15 books will be coming out leather-bound shortly. The final price has not been in, but it is rumored that it'll be about $170 for these leather-bounds. It's all the books, none of them are split, and New Spring, the prequel, will be the last one released. Carrying on in the Wheel of Time universe, we have new announcements on the cast of the Wheel of Time series on Amazon. Some important ones, 3 big important ones, and a whole host of supporting characters, including one of my favorite characters from the whole series, who is just a supporting role, but a really fun character, and that is Leanie. So, excited about all of that. Over in Glenn Cook land, we have cover art from the newest in the Black Company universe, and that is Lies Weeping. Brilliant looking cover art. Can't wait to see that title. I'm up to date on Glenn Cook, and always have been. And for those in the UK, great news on the Dandelion saga. They have re-recorded the first book in audio, which was previously not available in the UK, so there has to be 2 versions in order for there to be a version that you can access in the UK, unless you VPN. But I can't suggest that you do that, people of the UK, because you're not allowed to do that stuff. Anyway. And most importantly for me, new cover art for the Malazan universe. We've got a new cover for House of Chains. Amazing. Amazing. And that's going to come with a map pack. 8 maps in that. So, excellent addition by Tor. Thank you very much, folks at Tor. And for those of you who are into manga, I don't know anything about it, so he's got a whole bunch in here. Just about a third of the video is that, so that you can catch up on that there if you so choose. And in the realm of sci-fi adjacent, we have news that the upcoming video game Exodus, about a team of travelers who travel around the universe trying to save cultures from a race that goes around and basically hoards everything and robs people's minds and so on and so forth, which features Matthew McConaughey. An interesting one there. I think that's his first foray into video games. And if you head over to the Writers Lounge, you'll find the playlists that will contain the videos that will be reviewed on this particular live podcast. That's where we're going to house those all. That's more specifically for writers. But we will cover them here, let you know what is going to be important to you, relevant to you, interesting to you, and whether I think it's any good or not. We'll try to do that for all the videos that are on there. Eventually, chip away at it and try to make sure that I stay on top of it each time I add something. It's a really good collection of videos here so far. Beginning with, for those of you who are into the Dark Ages and medieval eras, you're going to find By the Rest is History, the Charlemagne the Great series, which is really great. The last 2 episodes just came up today, so I haven't had a chance to do a series review, but I will do and go through each episode to let you know which ones will be important to you and that you might want to check out. The next one is going to be Daniel Green's podcast channel, Obviously, just reviewed that, and I'm going to put all of Daniel Green's stuff up there and then let you know how important each episode is to you and give you a little bit of a walkthrough so you know if you should devote the time to it. Followed by medieval inspirations, pardon me, which is just going to kind of give you some interesting Aristotelian history that you might want to implement. Then, Integrity in Journalism, which begins with a series that was shot in Banff at the Banff Cultural Festival. First video on there is really great. Definitely do check that out. That's with 2 editors. Followed by show clips from the Writers Lounge podcast. We're going to take all the episodes and chop them up into little pieces. For those of you who don't have the time to watch the whole episode each week, which is going to range from an hour to an hour and a half. Then we've got some author interviews, which are mostly in the field of developmental, how to develop your work. This is a great list. It ranges from Michael Crichton all the way to Steven Pinker, so covers a wide swath of the business. Then I've just started to build out an inspirational authors page here, which is going to include, it has Pierce Brown on it, but that'll get bigger. Then we have the big Brandon Sanderson playlist, which is basically Brandon Sanderson does a lecture series at Brigham Young University every year. I've seen every single season. These 2, 2013 and 2020, are the best ones, in my opinion, but feel free to check them all out. He is a fantasy writer, but they're not totally genre specific. Particularly if you go down to episode 7, you're going to find that is on short stories. That's with Mary Robinette, who's a great short story writer, and that is not fantasy and science fiction exclusive. That's covering a fairly wide swath of things as well. And then we're going to go down to episode 12 and 13. Those are another 2 that are not genre specific. This is publishing part 1 and 2. These are both really great, and they're going to be helpful for those of you who are just breaking in.